Hi all, welcome to this POV review by Berg Performance this time. This is not AutoTopNL, but we have Martijn for AutoTopNL's private and business car here in the shop, on which we did absolutely nothing. So this car came here because they are now reviewing one of our tuned cars, the M3 Stage 3 setup, and in the meantime they got their own car here in our shop. So I asked them about, hey, listen, I was like, if I review your car to, I don't know, let's see how this one drives out. So I have absolutely no idea how this one drives, but I will test it. This car apparently has some modifications, of course, which I will show you right now. But other than that, I think you're very curious about how it drives. So we will do that one. Let's start. First of all, it is an amazing spec. I don't know how the color will look like in the video or in pictures or something else, but I think you like this. With a lot of, I think they drove very fast behind a very fast other car on AutoBAHN. So you have a little stone chips. I told you to PPF this car, but you didn't. But yeah, we'll see. Some beautiful carbon fiber elements under the hood. They are going to replace all the glossy parts with matte carbon fiber elements, such as the engine cover and the braces that we have here, just like the intakes that this car has now. They're testing this solution. This is from Infinity Design. I don't know them yet, but they look pretty awesome in my opinion, and it just looks amazing, especially in this configuration. I think it looks very good, especially the matte carbon. I think it looks very handsome, this car. This car did not have the carbon package out of the factory. I don't know if that is even possible. How can I see that? By looking at the rear lip. That it has a good lip, the little spoiler. It is a glossy black finish. And if you have the carbon pack on the M3s, I don't know if it's possible for these cars, to be honest, as a manual competition ones. But you have the carbon pack in which this is already out of the factory with carbon fiber, as well as the diffuser is also in piano black glossy materials. But they are going to change it, and I really know there's a lot of bird shit. I will clean it up for you, no worries, instead of having it in, burning into the paint. Let's just wipe this shit off. It's leaking. It's good like this. Oh. But what I really like is the stance of this car. So I think this has also been lowered or not. Yes, I can see adjustable springs here. So I think it has something with that. But it has some forged apex wheels, which fit perfectly under this vehicle. They just give a nice stance to this car, and also you don't need any spacers. So in some configurations, me personally, I don't like spacers that much to be fitted to the car. They give some kind of harshness because the geometry changes, and it really does affect the ride quality of a car. But for the M2, M3s, if you configure it in the right way and don't take too big of a spacers, I did not find any downsides to that at all. Especially you have to align it after you put spacers on the car. If you don't do that, just don't do it. It has the carbon ceramic brakes. It has a manual gearbox, which is very fun. It has been tuned by MHD platform. It's just an OTS map, so we did not do any tuning, but maybe we will use our tuning eventually. We'll see. It does also have the PTB racing clutch for the manual gearbox, because the original clutch just cannot handle the amount of torque that you give to these cars. We also have tuned another manual BMW M3 before. We did not place that review yet, but we also upgraded the clutch of that car, PW Racing clutch, which was producing 825 Nm of torque and I think 680, 690 horsepower with a nice calibration for the car. So this is completely new. I have not driven this car yet. It has some exhaust modifications. That's an OPF delete and I think also some sport catalytic converters. But yeah, let's see how this one drives. Should we go? Let's go. So there we are, sitting in the famous AutoTopNL car himself. First of all, what a cool car. It's a manual spec'd M3 and you cannot go wrong with that already. I mean, you have to have balls if you're going to order a manual car in the Netherlands. But I think these manual M3s, especially with the S58 engine, are going to be, as I call it, a future classic. Oh, first of all, by the way, apologies for my sunglasses, but we are not really used to the sun here in the Netherlands. And as you can see, it is very sunny today, which gives me a lot of vitamin D. So that's a good part. But it does also mean that my eyes hurt a little bit. So apologies for that. It's not to look cool or something like that. I mean, I can never look cool. I'm a BMW guy, so it's not possible. But it helps me to drive this amazing car. So this car, yeah, you know what? We're going to check out something. We're going to check what Martijn's personal settings are for the M1 and the M2 button. So the car is in full comfort right now. And the M1 button is, he has already configured the M1 with an MDM or a DSC off mode. Let's see what happens. So it switches to that mode. Oh, a little bit of drone. I think the valves are open, so it's droning a little bit at very low RPM. But then again, you shouldn't drive this car at very low RPM. So M1 button is MDM mode, Sport Plus for the engine, and everything furthermore in Sport Plus. That's a good mode. I think if you have a manual car, this makes sense, because otherwise you would just drive it in complete comfort. You don't have any gear shift speeds that you can set the car up to. So I think for a manual car, M1 MDM is a great choice, and I assume that M2 is DSC off fully, because that's your drift mode normally. Let's see. Yes, so M2 indeed, as you can see here, DSC is fully off, and other than that, everything is in Sport Plus again. The gear shift assistant is on, which I can understand, because it just is a very cool system. So have a look at my feet. I'm going to shift down from 6th to 5th gear, and it auto blips. Or sorry, that was 3rd gear. Auto blip to 3rd, auto blip to 2nd. I will not floor it yet. It is not fully warm. It's approximately, it's 75 degrees, so it's already okay. So we were just warming up the car. My initial thoughts, my initial impressions is because of the lowering
and because of the different wheel size this car has, and I think it's on Hankook tires, it is a little bit stiffer, obviously. It looks cool, but that means that you have to give away a little bit of comfort compared to original, but it's not that bad. Okay, it has power. Let me just check the sports displays. This car apparently has a MHD OTS map currently flashed to the car. Okay, it's fast. Strange enough, or weirdly, the power figures in the displays, they don't change, so they're still at the original calibration. So they did not tune this part yet in the OTS map. I don't know why. I was expecting that to be happen, to be honest. I don't give a thing about this, but it's just nice to have. But you could see that the boost pressure, so the bar for the boost, is more than stock. So it apparently gives you more turbo boost, which is good at 4.5 degrees. Of course, it's boost season here in Europe, especially in the Netherlands. I'll never floor the car in first gear, second and third. Wow, cool. It is torquey. I don't know how much power this one is generating right now. I don't think they put it on a dyno yet to test it out. But yeah, as I was saying, the suspension is a little bit harder. It's not bad, it's okay. I think if you drive a manual M3, then this car is suitable to have a certain setup like this. And the exhaust sound is really different. I think it also has a different back box on this car, so it sounds really deep and throaty. A little bit of resonance at low RPM, I would say, but I don't know if it has a valve system. Let me check. I saw okay, there is some key here. Which is not doing a lot, so I think it's open fully. I'll just leave it like this. Ah, wait, I found it out. So it doesn't work with the remote control that I just showed you. Maybe it does, but it does a different setting. But if you press the exhaust button here, then it shuts up. I'm getting used to the manual. It's a little bit different, of course, when you're used to the automatic. So if I press this button, then it shuts up, as you can hear. You hear it? It's like a subtle change. Now it's like completely silent, but we will turn it on because we don't want to have like silent noises. But what I can feel is that the Hankook tires, they may be great, but they're definitely less pointier than the Michelin's. I have the Michelin's on my M2. The M2 is a little bit maybe more pointy than the M3, I would say. But we also have been tuning an M3 manual before, and also a lot of M3's rear-wheel drive without the X-Drive, which are already more pointier than the X-Drive system. But you can feel that the Hankooks are a little bit softer at the edges, which can be a good thing if you are, for example, driving in the wet and you want an all-round tire which is relatively affordable, especially in a drift machine like this. Okay, let's floor it. It has the carbon ceramics. And a weird thing is that I feel in this road that this road is apparently not completely straight, so it has like tracks of trucks in it, and I never felt it before, but maybe because of the tire combination you can feel it right now. So that's one little thing, but yeah, that's who gives a thing. Just hold your steering wheel very tight, then it will do the rest for you. I missed the turn. Wait a minute, I think we have to go one more round. Here. cars. They're so fun, don't you think?
Yeah.
This is the road where we normally drive. So here are some bumps.
And dirt.
And it has some intakes. You can hear the intakes like whistling and blowing and doing their thing. What I'm going to do with this car, I'm going to data log it to see what kind of values it's bringing, if the fuel trims are okay, especially when fitting a aftermarket intake system on a car and you don't calibrate the software to that intake system. It can have a lot of fluctuation in the fuel trims. But I don't know yet, I did not data log it. I have my equipment here in the car with me, which I will test later. And this is quite a bumpy road, but it is managing well for a lowered M3, I would say. These are some beautiful roads. Oh, look at this. Let's see. Everyone looking, of course. It is fast. It is really putting down some power, this car. I mean, an OTS map of MHD is of course not bad with the power delivery. You can really feel the rear end of the car. I think that's fun of these tires, is that you can feel the rear end is like skipping. Hi guys. Oh, cool. I think, you know, there's something about tires. I mean, a lot of people would say, yeah, put the Continental tires on this car, it has a lot of grip. That is right, that is completely true. You have a lot of grip with those soft Continental tires, but you will be changing them like every maybe 5,000 kilometers, which I did on my own M3. And they're also a lot less fun to drive. But they are so sticky. If they are soft, that means that the tire wear is a lot higher compared to other tires. And these Hankooks, I don't know the wear and tear, I never had them before, but you can really feel like the ass of the car is like doing wobbly things, which is quite cool. I think that's also fun. But if you want to track this car, I would not take these tires, to be honest. You definitely need tires with more stability, so definitely opt for the Michelin's. And even if the weather is warm enough, I know people are going to hate me, but the Pirellis are also very fun. They are dangerous in the wet and cold. Let's see. Engaging to drive. The fun thing is, I am now heel and towing this car while it has. Woo, cool. Oh, this is so fun. Oh my god, I want myself a manual M3. Thank you. Oh, the lady was laughing. Ooh, what a cool car. What a cool car. Look at this road. This doesn't look like the Netherlands, to be honest. There's a man with his dog. I will just slow down a little bit, because dogs, they don't like too much sound. Now that is the rattling noise that I was talking about, this one. You hear? But yeah, maybe there's something loose, I don't know. What a cool car. And yes, to be honest, this review is not scheduled or planned in any way. Martijn came to my shop, we had a little chat, we had a little talk about some things, which you will maybe see in the near future. And we had a beautiful BMW M3 40i in our shop, which was stage 3 tuned already by a very nice owner, Bedir. Shout outs to you, because you're a very good guy. So that's my props to you. But I told Martijn, like, hey, listen, do you want to test this car? Because you also like to drive M3 40i's also with your family and everything. And this is a very properly tuned stage 3 M3 40i B58 engine with just a normal petrol mapping. So 98 RON and a 102 RON, which he will test on his channel. But I am very happy about that car and very happy about the performance that car has been delivering, and especially because he knows these M3 40i's and the B58 platform very well. Who is there other to give his own opinion about that car? So I told him, like, you know what, take this car with you, leave your M3 with me, then I don't know, maybe I will just drive a little bit around with this car and check the mapping. But then I thought, like, you know what, let's do a little review. So there's nothing really new that I can tell you about this car. Probably everyone knows this car already, but it is very cool to feel this manual M3 platform again. I mean, if I have to compare it to my M2, the M2 is also, seriously, the M2 is my favorite car at this moment. The M2 manual would even be maybe better or greater to drive with, the driving experience, but for me the M2 is a daily driver in which I don't want to think about shifting or doing my things, and it has the fun of a small sports coupe. But it is one, yeah, you just have 4 doors, a manual gearbox, carbon bucket seats, rear wheel drive. That's an awesome combination, especially with the exterior color. It is just a phenomenal car. I think it's a great car with a great noise. Shout out to you, Martijn. Shout out to AutoTopNL. Thanks for letting me drive this M3. I think you have set a great car here. Just, yeah, you know, the tires is something personal, so I won't be saying my opinion about that one. But I think you bought and modified a great car here. Maybe it can do a little bit of custom tuning for the ECU, but not specifically for the power, but just for how the power is being delivered on the road through your pedal and everything. That's something that we can maybe adjust a little bit. But other than that, I think it's just a perfect car. And I have to get used to start and stopping with the manual gearbox. It's a little bit jerky if I am like getting my driver's license new again. So yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.